Breakfast can set the tone for your energy levels for the day, but there's some confusion on what constitutes a healthy breakfast and even more confusion on what constitutes a healthy breakfast for reversing insulin resistance and improving energy levels. In this video, I'll discuss the 10 worst breakfasts for insulin resistance and I'll tell you why. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jessica and I'm an integrative health practitioner and health coach. Every week I post videos on weight loss, hormone balancing, and how to feel fabulous after 40. If you're ready to take control of your health, make sure to click that subscribe button and like this video. When you digest foods, and it turns into glucose, it's released into the bloodstream. This prompts the pancreas to produce insulin to help usher the glucose into cells, muscle cells, fat cells, and even your liver. If you have a diet that's high in sugar and high in carbs, over time, what can happen is that your body becomes desensitized to the insulin. The glucose that enters your body enters your bloodstream. It doesn't get ushered into those cells anymore. At some point in time, your body is just producing more and more insulin, but that insulin is just not as effective for ushering the glucose into these pockets of storage. Eventually, this leads to high blood sugar levels. I've talked about this in previous videos that I'll link in the description below. First on our list are pastries. These sweet treats are high in refined carbs and sugar, which can spike blood sugar levels and cause a spike in insulin. You may notice after eating something like a pastry, your energy levels drop after an hour or two, and you may have more cravings for something sweet. Not only that, but many pastries are loaded with gluten, which could cause inflammation in the gut as well as the rest of the body. Next up, cereals and oatmeal. Although some are marketed as healthy breakfast options and some are even fortified, many of them are loaded with sugar and carbs. That can wreak havoc on your blood sugar levels. Most also include gluten, which is inflammatory. Even if they say they're high in fiber, most are not. We need about 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. Generally, I stay away from either of these. However, if you're interested in a low glycemic oatmeal replacement recipe, I have a couple of recommendations that I'll include in the description below. Next up, fruit smoothies. They might seem like a healthy option, but they could be high in sugar. Many smoothie recipes include tropical fruits such as bananas, mangoes. Both of these are very high on the glycemic index, meaning that they spike blood glucose more than low glycemic fruits. And because they're broken down in the blender, the fiber that they have won't necessarily slow down a blood sugar spike. If you are a smoothie person, I recommend staying away from tropical and high glycemic fruit and opt for green smoothies with a small amount of berries and plenty of fat and protein and fiber added. Avocado toast. This may still be trendy, but even with the fat from the avocado, the carbs from the bread will still spike blood glucose levels and spike insulin levels. If you pair this with an egg or another protein source and you use a low carb bread option, then this can help reduce the glucose spikes and insulin spikes. I make a keto bread at home, which I'll link below in the description. While fruits can be high in beneficial polyphenols, they can also spike blood glucose levels, especially when eaten alone. Pairing a low glycemic fruit such as berries, kiwi, or grapefruit with fat and protein, or eating it after a meal with fat and protein can slow the glucose spike and subsequent insulin release. Next up, fruit-flavored yogurt. It's often loaded with added sugar and artificial colors and flavors. Neither are great. So instead, try a plain full-fat Greek yogurt with nuts and a little bit of berries for a protein-packed and low-sugar breakfast option. Bagels, along with waffles and pancakes, are high in refined carbs and gluten, which can lead to insulin resistance and inflammation. Pancakes and waffles are often also topped with syrup and fruit, which leads to glucose spikes. If you're really craving these, make sure to try a low-carb and high-fiber version of these breakfast classics using almond flour or coconut flour along with flaxseed or psyllium husk. Top the waffles with maybe some berries blended instead of syrup, and pair these with grass-fed butter and an egg or two on the side, and this will help reduce any blood glucose spikes. By avoiding these 10 worst breakfasts, you can improve insulin sensitivity and reverse insulin resistance. If you're interested in learning more about foods that will help you reverse insulin resistance, take a look at this video here. If you've got value from this video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. This really helps my channel. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next week. Bye.